Hello everyone and welcome to my first Stargate review. This is something I've wanted to start on the channel for some time, going through and reviewing episodes of Stargate and probably other things in the future. I will still do lore and analysis on Stargate, but this is something some people have been requesting I do. And funny enough, this is actually me going back to my roots, since when I first started on YouTube, I actually did comic reviews of a certain show which we will not name on this channel. And no, I can't show you those videos. I took them off of YouTube a long time ago, and they were lost when the hard drive I had them stored on broke. And nothing of substance was lost. Getting back on track for the first review, I decided to start, of course, at the beginning, Episode 4. Yeah, I know it would have made more sense to start with Children of the Gods or even the movie, but I've seen this episode described as the worst in all of SG-1. Is it? Well, let's jump through the wormhole and find out. Oh, one more thing before we begin. Ever since the Spirits Lore video, I've been more and more concerned about YouTube copyright claiming my videos. Hence why my recent videos have had a background previously in Event Horizon, and now this lovely 3D model base I got of the SGC. If you are wondering, the model itself came from the video game Stargate Unleashed. I also want to add a camera one shot I can use. Only those in broadcasting will get that. So, here's this.
Oh, we're gonna die!
Cool, right? I based the look off the armor from Stargate Infinity. And don't worry, I will probably only pull this out when I do the reviews. So, with all that out of the way, let's get started. Our episode starts off with SG-1 arriving on a planet that at first seems to have no human life. That is until they hear something and I have to ask, what the dog doing?
Get your fucking dog, bitch! It don't bite. Yes, it do! Get the...
Actually, the original audio doesn't sound too far off from that. Also, Sam, why are you laughing? I know the man doesn't sound like he's in pain, but he's being attacked by wild dogs. Now is not the best time to be laughing. Maybe this is why he does what he does later, but we'll get to that later. Anyway, SG-1 saves the man, who we learn is named Abu, but after introductions are made, Abu has a strange reaction to Sam.
This is a woman?
A woman?
But before they can understand what exactly the issue is, more Mongolians, oh yeah, these guys are descendant from Mongolians. The tribes we see do have names, but, well, for the long-time viewers, you know my track record with pronunciations, so I'm just going to call them Mongolians. Anyway, they show up and have a more extreme reaction to Sam. However, since, SG-1 has guns and these guys don't, it takes a single shot in the air to make them reevaluate their decision. By the way, I love this shot here where everyone has a weapon raised except Daniel, and he's looking at the others like, guys, why are you aiming guns at them? All they did was threaten us with swords and arrows. Abu's father Mughal shows up and he seems a bit better, chastising the men for attacking strangers, until he sees Sam.
Good God, you're a woman.
And when Sam answers his question about their guns, he says she has to die. However, when Abu reveals that she helped save his life, this means hers can't be taken, and Mughal invites them to his village as his guests. Sam, for some strange reason, thinks they should just leave. But Daniel wants to stick around since this is a rare opportunity to study an ancient culture. I have thoughts on this for later. They arrive in the village and we get some of Daniel's archaeologist skills at work.
The Mongols who settled in Persian China adapted to the local customs, but there was one tribe, the Chagatai, that kept the traditional life of the steppe nomad. I mean, this camp could literally belong to Genghis Khan.
So, I looked this up. I think he's referring to the Chagatai Khanate. The location seems right, being near Persia, and the line about this camp literally belonging to Genghis Khan seems right since the Khanate was founded by his second son. The problem is the Khanate was formed, at least part of the Mongol Empire, in 1227 AD. The Goa'uld left Earth around 3000 BC. Now, admittedly, I could be wrong about which group Daniel is talking about. I'm sure you guys in the comments will let me know. But whether this is a case of Stargate's Earth having a different history to our own, Daniel being really bad at his job, Or the writers, I'll leave to you. Anyway, getting back to the episode, we learn what exactly the deal is with Sam. Turns out on this planet, it is punishable by death for a woman to show her face or wear the clothes of a man. However, Mogol hopes the old ways and laws will be no more, that trade will replace war. His village has the strongest and fastest pack animals, the best oars,
and medicines. Drugs of unheard of power.
Oh, we've got some pretty swell drugs of our own.
They decide to take a look at these drugs, but there's the issue of Sam, since she can't go until she is properly attired.
Anthropologists do it all the time. They dress and live as the people they're studying.
I'm not an anthropologist.
You are today.
No, she's an astrophysicist, engineer, and soldier in the US Air Force. Look, I understand that anthropologists do this, and people who travel to other countries have to do this when they travel to countries with different laws and customs than their own. The difference is that these people knew ahead of time what they were getting into. Sam didn't and is a member of the military. You think they'll get the others to speak up and say something like, no, that is not happening. But no, in fact, they tell her she has to do this. I guess you could argue it was for her safety, given the reaction she got earlier, but if her safety is such a concern, then just leave and come back with an all-male team. And if finding out about the medicine is so important, then just split up. Have one of you escort Sam to the gate and call the SGC, and the other go look at the medicine. I know there's a few people who have served in the military who watch my videos, so I'm reaching out to you. Is this something you could see happening in the military? But yeah, this is just something that bothers me, and well, I'll save my thoughts on it for the end, but it does feel wrong that the other members of the SGC kind of force her to wear appropriate attire, especially since there was no point. Mogul states she can't go until she is properly attired. Jack and Daniel tell her she has to. They go off and look at the medicine, some kind of anesthetic, while Sam goes off to get dressed with the other women. Then they meet up again outside a tent. Why'd she have to get changed if she wasn't going to look at the medicine? Hell, she says that the others get to go to a party tonight that she isn't allowed to go to and has to stay in the tent. So again, why did she have to change clothes? She really could have stayed in a tent dressed in her military gear. To me, that seems like a decent compromise that Mughal might have taken. And I have a suspicion that this only happened because the riders needed her out of uniform so she can be easily kidnapped. Also, she says she's in a yurt, but Mongolians lived in jeers. I only bring it up because I know that one person in the comments is going to point out that they're not in a tent and use that as a gotcha on me. Well, joke's on you, September. I got to point out before you did. Also, yeah, that night while the rest of SG-1 are at the party, Sam gets abducted. By who, you might ask? Abu! How could you? No, it's the Abu we met earlier. Why is he doing this? Well, there's something he wants, and he plans to sell Sam off to get it.
Yourself.
SG-1 finds out Sam is missing, and Abu was the one to take her, and begin tracking them. We cut back to Sam, who's being led to a village ruled by a man named Turgan. And I really like the interactions between him and Sam. I see some people who argue that Sam was really mischaracterized in this episode. For example, when Abu told her he planned to sell her, she should have found some way to free herself from the bonds and kick his ass. Which, okay, fair. But the interactions between her and Turgan, I think, shows her strength. The man is cruel and kills for pleasure. He has the allegiance of 22 tribes, partly due to him massacring villages he's conquered, killing all the men, and taking the rest as slaves. I get some serious Kaiser from Fallout New Vegas vibes from him. And what I like about the interactions between him and Sam is that Sam doesn't back down. Even when she does comply with his commands, you can tell she is always resisting. Even when he has a knife to her throat, he's not getting the usual obedience out of her he's come to expect from women. And I think it shows how badass Sam is. She's defying him, but not to the point of stupidity. Since she knows he can kill her, she will do what he says, but only barely. Again, I think it's cool and shows Sam being, and pardon the term, a strong woman.
And just because my reproductive organs are on the inside instead of the outside, doesn't mean I can't handle whatever you can handle.
Anyway, what did Abu want to trade Sam for? Naya, Turgan's daughter, the woman he loves. Aww.
Go yourself.
Also, his plan doesn't even work. Turgon says no and offers him 300 weight in gold, and if he refuses, he will just kill him and take Sam. Which he does.
Go yourself.
Woman does not speak unless she is spoken to.
He's gonna die.
We cut to the rest of SG-1 and Mughal, and we learn why these laws on women exist. They were created to protect women from the demons, which is obviously the Goa'uld, and that actually makes a lot of sense. Keep in mind, when Earth first encountered Apophis, he was going around looking for beautiful human women to make host to his queen. So covering them up would be a way to try and protect them. But Teal'c asks, if the demons have been gone for so long, why have the laws not been changed?
I think it is an excuse for men to have their way. Among the Shavadai, even the lowliest man is chief among his women.
That's actually, sadly, kind of true. This is an actual tactic used as a form of oppression. Keep those in the lower classes of society separate so they don't join together. A good example was the aftermath of Bacon's Rebellion. To sum up, this was the first rebellion in the American colonies led by Nathaniel Bacon against the Virginian government in 1676. His supporters were made up of thousands of people from all classes, though mostly lower classes like indentured servants, and races, whites and blacks. And before you give Bacon too much credit or anything for trying to unite people of various backgrounds, while there were some legit issues that caused the rebellion, Bacon started because the government wouldn't let him go out and drive Native Americans off Virginian soil. So, yeah, do with that info what you will. While the rebellion was put down, members of the higher classes were scared shitless, given how easy it was for the poor blacks and whites to come together. So they made changes in the laws that elevated poor whites above blacks. That way, no matter how bad your situation was as a white person, at least you were above a black person. This also led to the decline of indentured servitude in the US and the rise of slavery. This has been your random historical tangent of the day. What were we talking about again? Oh, yeah, this episode. Abu mates with Naya and makes plans for the two to run away. I like to point out he made no plans to try and save Sam, the woman who helped save his life, and he's sold into what is effectively slavery.
Go yourself.
Aww.
We get another scene with Sam and Turgon that, again, I think is cool. She resists Sam, and Turgon has this line when she reveals she was a warrior and a scholar.
The spirits have brought you here to teach you how to be a woman.
But what is a woman? Sam is left alone after Naya starts crying, probably because her father plans to marry her off, and all the other women go to comfort her. With the opportunity, Sam attempts to make an escape, but gets caught almost immediately. I saw some people complain that Sam didn't take the first attempt to escape from this situation, which is like, she's doing it right now and it didn't work.
What kind of woman are you?
I really like that line for two reasons. First is his reaction is just kind of funny, that he can't comprehend a woman would do this. And second is a bit about manipulation I'm going to get here in a second after we see Sam's reaction to him about to beat a woman who is supposed to be watching over her, which probably explains why she doesn't try and escape again.
If you need to beat a woman to feel like a man, try me.
Then we get a scene with Sam and Naya, and this is where I want to talk about manipulation. We've seen Turgon do sexist things. For example, after Sam gave him that epic line, he force-kissed her and said she will learn to be obedient. And if not, she will suffer a fate far worse than a beating. He uses threats and physical force to control women, but he also uses an element of psychological control. When Sam was captured after her escape attempt, he called her selfish, not caring about the consequences of her actions. Basically saying if she wasn't selfish, she wouldn't run away and just accept her role as an object. One that does what it's told and does not strive for anything more, since that would be selfish. And we see that on full display with Naya, with her saying her dad is a good man that only beats women who misbehave. When Sam points out there's never a good reason to beat a woman, she tries to defend him by saying women in the camp are given protection and plenty of food. Kind of dancing around the issue before admitting, She has no freedom, and that's just the reality of her life. I like this because it shows how Turgen and the laws as a whole manipulates women into thinking they must be obedient objects in order to be a good person. It's good villain stuff showing how bad something like this is and something I want to see Sam overcome. Especially since it's something that sadly still happens in the real world. And not just for women. While yes, this story is about women, I think this is a message that can apply to people of all walks of life. People who are stuck in bad situations are forced to take some form of abuse because they are told that not wanting to take said abuse or to strive for better things makes them selfish. And Sam tells Naya the only way things will change is for one of them to stand up and say no. I'm not sure if that's really the best way to handle this situation. Each one is unique and requires its own way to deal with it. But you know what? Nothing puts a smile on my face more when Naya gets the courage to ask Sam to help her escape so she can be with Abu, and Sam takes her hand.
Because that's what heroes do.
Getting back to the story, SG-1 has arrived at the camp and are deciding what to do. Jack wants to go in to get Sam under the cover of darkness, but Mogul states that if they attack, it would mean war, and most likely his people being wiped out. He says he can go in tomorrow and try and negotiate a trade for her release, but when Teal'c asks what would happen to Sam if they wait...
Turgen will partake in his newest purchase.
Oh, there's not a chance in hell.
And thanks to the confusion of them showing up, Sam takes this moment to help Naya escape with the best method possible. By setting things on fire.
Soon, my pet. Soon I will feed you the world.
I paid 300 weights of gold.
Is that a lot?
Enough to buy 10 women.
Okay, note made. Sam is worth 10 women. Unfortunately, despite Turgen noting that she is difficult, he's unwilling to trade her off, even for 500 weight in gold. When Turgen asks why Sam is so important, Daniel, well, he kind of oversells her importance. Like, he goes on about how she's a woman of importance and a shaman who can speak to the spirits of their land, and Turgen is clearly not buying it. And he just goes on about how she's a chieftain among their people. Like, Daniel, he's clearly not buying what you're selling. I can come up with a better cover. She's a warrior among our people, and it's dishonorable for her to be put in this situation.
Get out. You have nothing I want.
Oh, yeah?
Okay, O'Neill, what I want you to do is to take that gun and point it just a little to the left. No, he trades the gun for Sam.
Alright, there's only 5 more rounds in that clip.
Oh, okay then, this is fine. Also, 10 women are worth 1 pistol. To the 2% of my viewers who are women, how okay are you with this exchange rate?
What a relief. I've never been so happy to see you guys.
Oh, sure you have. Remember that time on P3X 595? You drank that stuff that made you take off?
We won't get into that right now.
No, back up. What exactly happened? I have questions. Sadly, we do not get to know just what they are talking about, but you can read about it in this book. As morning comes, our heroes are about to head out when they get some bad news about Naya.
But before we can make our way, her father caught us. Now, if you don't help me, she will be stoned to death.
Oh no, this is a bad situation. We may have to consult the magic conch on this. Oh, magic conch shell, what should SG-1 do in this situation?
Nothing.
The shell has spoken!
Nothing. We can't just sit here and do nothing.
Funny enough, that's actually what happens. Sam wants to go in and save Naya, but Jack and Daniel are more hesitant. And I could see all sides of the argument. Morally, I agree with Sam. This is a young girl about to be stoned to death for being in love with a boy, and saving her is the right call. Especially since she's only in this situation because Sam encouraged her to do this. However, Jack brings up a good point. If they try and save this girl, it would start a war where many others will die. And while it's not stated, it's very doubtful the US government would be willing to intervene. They have their own problems to deal with defending Earth from the Goa'uld. Getting involved in a war, even a small one like this, would be a drain on resources, and for what? An aesthetic? Daniel also has a good point when he questions if they have the right in interfering with their customs and reinterpreting the laws of these people. Again, I agree with Sam morally about this, but when it comes to changing cultures, you need to be careful about it. Change happens slowly, and going in guns blazing won't help things. There's also some very imperialistic vibes to this idea, which I really hope I don't need to explain why that's a bad thing. And we run into another problem that's not talked about. Where does this line of thinking end? If they travel to a world that has a monarchy, do they have the right to topple the king and create a republic simply because we have one? These are classic dilemmas we've seen in Star Trek and other science fiction shows, and I'm all for it. I can't wait to see the arguments in the comments. But of course, we still need to deal with the issue at hand, and thankfully they get the idea to use some old laws to find a way to save Naya and prevent war. And Mogul can think of one. We cut back to Naya about to be stoned, and, well, I want to show as much of this scene as I can.
Father, forgive me.
Stoner!
I'm getting weird live-action Ozai vibes from this. Like, I get what they are going for, that ultimately he does love his daughter, but the toxic culture is forcing him to do this terrible thing. But like, prior to this, they've shown him to be a monster. One who mistreats women and has killed all the men in villages and sold off the women and children. Hell, this weird characterization continues when Mogul shows up. The law he's using states that stoning can be challenged by another chief in a fight. But Turgan refuses?
You insult my honor by implying that I would engage in such a slaughter.
You've slaughtered villages. What honor? And yeah, he only killed the men, which you could argue was normal in the ancient world. But Mogul described him as a man who kills for pleasure. He also threatened to kill Abu when he brought Sam to him. I have to imagine there's some kind of law of hospitality where you can't harm those who come to trade, since Mogul had a similar plan to get Sam out. Also, isn't Mogul an enemy of yours, Turgan? Don't you want him dead? This is just some really weird last-minute character development, which really only exists for one reason. Since Mogul can't fight, they need another chieftain, and because Daniel said Sam was one earlier, that means she can fight.
I will abide by the wisdom of the spirits.
Oh wait, you're talking about these guys? So the fight begins, but Mogul leaves out one little detail. This is a fight to the death. I think this is a good fight. I'm not good at describing these things, but there's some good back and forth. And I like how it looks like Sam is struggling in the fight at first. She's not just immediately winning because she has modern hand-to-hand combat training. Turgan seems to have the advantage at first, but he gets sloppy as Sam gets some good hits on him. So when Sam ultimately does win, it feels earned. Though one thing before we get to that, question for any firearm experts in the comments, are these normal markings on a gun? I ask because these suspiciously look like the same ones my brother had in his airsoft rifle when we were kids. Anyway, like I said, Sam wins the fight, sparing Turgan after he gives Naya her freedom to leave with Abu, assuring there will be no war, and acknowledging that Sam won. SG-1 leaves, but not before seeing that now the women in Mogul's village are now free. Aww, what a happy ending. It'd be a real shame if Abu did all his father's reforms and forced these women back into the role of property. That would be a real shame, wouldn't it? Anyway, that was Emancipation. I liked it. I'm not going to tell you it's some hidden gem or was wrongfully hated at the time, but personally, I think it's a decent episode. I'm probably giving it way more credit due to the manipulation thing because I can personally relate to that and am seeing way more than the average person would. But the basic idea, SG-1 traveling to a world and Sam being kidnapped by a group that believes women should be subservient to men and they need to rescue her, is a decent idea for an episode. But if that's the case, why is this episode disliked so much? Well, sort of. I did my own poll on my channel about this, and while there were those who hated it, most seem to think it was not the worst episode. That being said, according to fandom, the Sci-Fi Channel would skip this episode in their reruns. And I have seen so many people hate this episode. So clearly there's some hate for this episode, but if that's the case, why? Well, for starters, I think part of it is that this episode is very similar to a Star Trek Next Generation episode, Code of Honor, which is considered one of the worst episodes in all of TNG. Both deal with the issue of women being kidnapped, both air in the first seasons of each show, both have questionable depictions of foreign groups of people, and both have the same writer, Catherine Powers. Now, to be clear, Powers seems like a decent writer. Some examples of the episodes she wrote for Stargate include Thor's Hammer, Pretense, and Crossroads, so I don't want to see any comments saying she is the worst writer ever. Every writer makes a really bad story every once in a while, and sometimes twice. Regardless, I think people made that connection and took was, at worst, a subpar episode with a preachy message, and turned to something way worse. At least this episode isn't racist. I should probably address that. So I actually had to rewrite this part since the original I felt didn't do a good job talking about this subject, which is why the audio might sound different for a bit. But I want to make sure I get this part right. And in order to do that, I need to bring up a topic from another channel. You might have heard of this channel. It's called Extra Credits. They cover video game and game design topics. And a few years ago, they made a video that made some rounds on the internet, and not the first time one of their videos did something like this. Anyway, in their video, Evil Races and Bad Game Design, they said that orcs were racist because Tolkien based them on black people. I'm slightly abridging here, but that was their argument, and, well, you all thought I could have some L takes. Now, I disagree with this idea for a lot of reasons, one of which being that, funny enough, orcs in Lord of the Rings were based on the Golden Horde, which is a Mongolian group. Now again, I disagree with the idea that orcs are racist, but I do see the point they were trying to make. That when you take a culture from Earth and apply it to a fantasy, or in this case science fiction race, you do kind of otherize that culture, saying they are non-human. I bring this up because in Code of Honor, that's kind of what happened with the Ligonians. They took an alien race and made them look like sub-Saharan Africans, and mix them with what I believe is elements of samurai culture, which otherizes both those groups, which is not made better by making them tribal and distrustful. And I'm not even going into the behind-the-scenes drama because we'd be here all day. So yeah, Code of Honor has some pretty big issues, let's call it, when it comes to depicting racial groups. So how is Emancipation different? Well, for one, the people in Emancipation are not aliens that look Mongolian. They're just Mongolians, or at the very least their descendants, that were taken off of Earth by the Goa'uld. Keep in mind, the tribes we saw in the episode do have names, I just suck at pronunciations and have been defaulting to Mongolians. While the episode does portray women being mistreated, the fact that it's done by a certain racial group does not scream racist to me. Why? Well, keep in mind, these people are essentially ancient peoples. And let's be honest, most ancient peoples were horribly sexist or racist by today's standards. So portraying an ancient group with those failings of humanity, to me, isn't racist. Especially since we see different people on the planet with different views on the matter. Some good, some bad, and some in between. It's just portraying them as human. In fact, if you think about it, it's kind of interesting that SG-1 didn't run into these kind of issues more. I mean, they did, but not really with these kinds of issues. That being said, given how this episode was regarded, I can see why the writers chose to focus on more classic science fiction issues like AI or First Contact. Now, I will be fair to any arguments about racism because there are a few points that are hard to argue with. For example, them being Mongolian in the first place, since, as I laid out earlier, they wouldn't arrive on the scene till after the Goa'uld left, which, yeah, I don't really have a defense for, other than Stargate has made this error a few times, assuming some culture or group would have been around in 3000 BC. But that's more a failing of the show, not this episode. And to be clear, I'm not saying that Mongolian culture or some proto-form of it didn't exist prior to 3000 BC, but the episode makes it clear we're looking at a group descendant from the Mongolian Empire. I should also bring up, because I know one of you will, that while bride kidnapping was a thing in ancient Mongolia, and quite frankly a lot of other places, Genghis Khan outlawed it, and in fact, during the Mongol Empire, the rights of women were greatly expanded. So portraying them as being sexist might seem off, but I will argue this point because they do address it in the episode.
And we heard stories about the Shabadai women, that once they were free, some were even warriors who fought with their husbands in battles. Mongol might have been the legendary Amazon.
But Mughal cuts him off and goes into why the laws were set up, which we covered earlier. So there is a reason given. Finally, I have seen this argument thrown out that it took white people coming in to end sexism, so there's a white savior thing going on. But I kind of find that an oversimplification since Mughal already wanted to change the system. It was just Sam giving him the excuse to do so. And it's not like it ended sexism for every tribe on the planet. So while I fully admit the episode isn't perfect when it comes to depicting Mongolians, to me, this just doesn't feel like the episode is saying that all Mongolians are the bad guys. We're just seeing a culture from Earth that had a bad system in place, and said culture just happens to be based on what might be considered a minority group. Actually, on that note, can we give the episode credit for having actors who look Mongolian? I have no idea if any of them are Mongolian. In fact, Turgan's actor is Japanese, Mughal's is Korean, and Naya's is Canadian? Which, okay, that one is kind of weird, but the rest of the actors are fine, and this is way better than just getting white actors to play Mesoamericans. Yes, that happened, and we will get to it. Really, the only problem I have with this episode is the rest of SG-1. I think they're just kind of all stupid. Like Daniel insisting they learn more about this culture, despite the obvious problem of Sam being there. Or him and Jack forcing her into a dress. Or this really dumb scene where everyone is looking at her while she's in a dress and they are all rendered speechless like teenagers seeing a pretty girl in a dress. These are all grown men. I don't know if the issue is we are looking at this episode 27 years after the fact, the writers still figuring out how to write these characters, or in universe the team were just not as close as they will be by the end of the show, but to me this is what really drags the episode down. If I were given a chance to rewrite it, I would have it where SG-1 is attacked by the dogs, and in the confusion, Sam gets snuck up upon by someone who knocks her out and takes off with her. And then SG-1 needs to go save her, and you can keep pretty much everything else the same with some minor edits here and there. But that's just my thoughts. What do you all think about these episodes? Is it really the worst episode in Stargate? Why or why not? Tell me your thoughts in the comments below, leave a like and subscribe, follow me on my social medias, and remember...
I don't blame you for what Abu did. I don't blame him either now.
He's suffering the madness.
It's what they call love.